Hi guys! So today I'm back with another cooking video. I am making turkey meatloaf with feta and sun-dried tomatoes. This is a Giada recipe that my mom started making for us a while ago, and it's just really good. It's easy. Other than that, meatloaf has to cook for a little while, but it's pretty easy and it's overall pretty healthy, with the exception of breadcrumbs. If you're trying to be keto friendly, then obviously this will not be keto, but everything else is reasonably healthy. Tastes really good, and when I make it for Jake and I, like, we always have enough for a couple days. So sometimes I'll make this like on Sunday night and then we'll have it again on Monday. I am a meatloaf fan. I know that people get grossed out by the word meatloaf, but I think it's great. And this is turkey, so it's a little bit healthier for you. So I'm just gonna jump in. This is my bowl, and I have my turkey meat. It's just 1 pound. So basically you just buy a package from the store. And then I put 2 eggs in here just because I didn't want to crack them. So it calls for 2 eggs. One of the things I like about this recipe is it doesn't require like a ton of chopping. So I kind of just get it all done at once. So I have my garlic here. It's just 2 cloves of garlic. So you just plop that in. You just get a big mixing bowl because you just combine all the ingredients. Like I said, this is a super easy recipe. And then it calls for 1/3 cup of parsley. So I just chop that in here. Voila. Add that into my bowl. Starting to look pretty. And then I will add the sun-dried tomato, which I chopped up finely as well. Oops. Definitely chop these up pretty good because otherwise you'll get a big chunk in one of your bites. So I'll just add those in. And then also an alternative, one time I didn't have sun-dried tomatoes, but I wanted to make this. So I put artichoke in and it was really good. Next step, we have our feta. So this is 1/2 cup of feta. Add that in. You want to get like the crumbled feta. I get this kind, the Athenos feta cheese. You can buy the low-fat one if you really want to, but feta is supposed to be, you know, one of the healthier cheeses for you, so I just get the traditional. I think it tastes better than low-fat. Yeah, a little, you know. Okay, and then we'll do 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Like I said, if you're trying to be keto or low carb, this obviously has carbs in it. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of whole milk. We don't buy whole milk, we just get 2% or almond milk. I drink almond milk. Jake likes 2%. So I don't have whole milk, so I'm just using 2% milk, which I think is going to be fine. So that's that. We'll just do salt and pepper. So it just calls for 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. I am not gonna measure that out because that's just too much effort for me. I'll just add some of that. And then it calls for 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And I like peppers, so I add a good amount in there. And that's all you gotta do. I already preheated my oven to 375, and this is gonna bake for 15-45 minutes. I'm gonna spray my pan, not 15, 45 minutes. It's gonna bake for 45 minutes. Spray your, this is a 9x5 loaf pan, just a traditional meatloaf pan. Spray it with some Pam or some spray, whatever you know, if you want coconut oil or blotty, whatever you need. And then your bowl will look like this. Just have everything in there. And then you just combine. So obviously you can use your hands, but I just like don't enjoy doing that. I feel like it just gets all over. Although I do think it is the best way to do this, because they tell you in Giada's book, it tells you not to overwork it. Or maybe I made that up, but I think it says that. So, all right, I'm going in with my hands. It just gets so messy, I hate it. This is kind of what it's gonna look like. Disgusting, huh? But yeah, you can see it's kind of like colorful. It has the white, it has the red from the tomato, and then the green from the parsley. So it's very pretty. And then you just put it in your pan. So it looks like this. And then I kind of just because I obviously want it to be even, and it's going to really rise up, obviously, as a meatloaf will. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like resting in my pan, and then I just like to top it with feta at the end because why not? You know, I like cheese, so I'm just going to sprinkle some feta over the top. Just try to spread that around. So I'm gonna put it in the oven for 45 minutes, and then we will start making some sides. So one side I'm gonna make is just some asparagus. So I just bought a bushel, a bundle, whatever you call it, at the store. I like to get the really skinny ones because I like when they cook and they're like almost burnt, like kind of crunchy. And I find that that happens easier with the little ones. So I'm just gonna marinate them for a little bit in this bag. So I just put them in there. I'm gonna put some olive oil. I don't know how much, like maybe a tablespoon or so. Like 2 little squirts. So I put olive oil. I have 3 cloves of garlic in there. I'm gonna add some kosher salt. Hi, Ruth, how can I help you? Pretty good amount, because I got a lot. And then this is just pepper. That was actually some salt. I'll just put a bunch of pepper in there. I'm gonna toss them around. Last, I'm just gonna add some lemon juice. This is just half of a lemon. I'm just gonna douse that in there. I love this little squeezer. Sous chef. Oh, and one of the other things I like to add is chili powder. I love chili powder. Like, I think it just makes everything taste so good. So I usually do like salt, pepper, and chili powder for my kind of spices. So let me just add some of that. Not too much, but a good amount. Jake likes everything so spicy. I don't really, but so I kind of add what I want, and then he can always add more. So I'm just gonna like toss this together. You'll see all the garlic there. And then I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit. The meatloaf has to go for so long, so. What's wrong? My dog is so sad. So I just really wanna get everything coated and tossed. So that's kind of what it's gonna look like. See all the juice. So I'm just gonna put those in the fridge for a little bit. Okay, so I just took my asparagus out and I just laid them on this pan with this little sheet cover on it. Smell nice and lemony. And I'm just gonna top it with some grated parmesan. Just kind of adds to that little crunchiness that I was talking about. And it's just really good because who doesn't like cheese? So I'm gonna throw them in the oven. My meatloaf only has 23 minutes left, so I'm just gonna pop them in now. And then my other side that I'm working on, I am boiling some water so that I can cook some cauliflower. And I got that cut up right over here. Because when you have meatloaf, who doesn't want mashed potatoes? But we're gonna have cauliflower potatoes. Okay, so we're gonna finish our cauliflower. So I got my food processor out. Let me show you the cauliflower, so nice and boiled. So you just kind of throw it in and just boil it until, you know, you put your fork in it and it's soft. It's usually like 10 minutes or so. Okay, so turn that off. I'm gonna transfer this in here. And I use one of these pasta spoons so it kind of drains it out. Even though some of the water is good because you need a little bit of liquid in here to make it mashed. Okay, so you just get it all in here. I'm gonna put this on. And I like to do it right when it's hot. And then what I'm gonna add is butter. This is about probably a tablespoon, but I might add more. And then I also will add, excuse me, Rufus, my dog is so hungry. Okay, then I'm gonna also add a little bit of milk. I kind of just pour it in, and then this is super easy because you can just, you know, look at it, taste it, see what you think it needs. Start with less though, because you don't want it to be like too liquidy. And then for seasoning, I'll just put some salt in there. So just that same kosher salt, lots of pepper, and I end up always having to add more. Garlic powder, and just add it all in. And then I'm gonna start processing it just because I want it to start mixing and melting down. We'll just start with that, and you'll see like the bottom will get really liquidy, so you kind of gotta mash this up and just transfer it around. And then the secret, I think, to making this taste like real potatoes is sour cream, which for people that, you know, want to be keto, I'm pretty sure sour cream is considered keto friendly. Only 2 grams of carbs and 2 grams of sugar for 2 tablespoons. I don't measure how much I add, but it's at least sort of keto friendly, I believe. So I'm gonna add a couple dollops, as they say. Probably about 2 tablespoons. Okay, and then we're gonna mash that up. I might add a little more butter, which I think butter is also supposed to be keto friendly. So this might all be keto friendly. Okay. And I'm also gonna add some parm, because as we've established, I like cheese. I think this also kind of thickens it up too, making it taste a little more like potatoes. Alrighty. So here's kind of our consistency. So you see it's definitely lumpy. And we could keep mashing it if we want. Well, I'll just do a little taste. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more garlic powder. And a little bit just of regular salt, not the kosher. I want it a little bit more fine. And then some chili powder, my favorite. Then I'll give another. Alrighty, let's give it a test. Really good. Here's what that looks like in the end. Super good. Great alternative to potatoes. Okay, so here is my finished plate. Here is my asparagus and my potatoes, and then my turkey meatloaf, which looks super good. Even this little guy wants a taste, don't you?